You wouldn't think a library would be so controversial, but for the last year, plans to build a new library in Fort Frances have been heavily criticized, and several funding roadblocks have stalled construction on the proposed 2nd Street site. Joyce Cunningham, chair of the Fort Frances Public Library Board, explains that the problem with the current library isn't necessarily the condition of the building, it's that the building itself is not adequate for a modern-day library.
The major problems are twofold. We've simply outgrown the space, and secondly, the accessibility issue is a major problem.
If you'd like to use the washrooms in the library, and you require a wheelchair or crutches, you are faced with 2 sets of stairs leading to a basement location. Ironically, the basement holds the children's section, where the spacing and height of book stacks are adequate for those in a wheelchair or who have trouble reaching high or bending low. The same cannot be said for our upstairs, where dead-end aisles and cluttered spindles make it difficult, even for those without a wheelchair, to maneuver. Whether Fort Frances builds a new library or not, they will have to deal with this issue due to new provincial legislation.
The Accessibility for Ontarians with Disability Act was passed in 2005, and it is coming in stages, and so we will have to address this issue one way or another. Here we have the problem that once you have managed to get yourself in here, then you have to try to get out and walk back here in order that you can access all of these spinners.
And the list of problems continue. This is where the library board meets. This small room is where the librarian makes her office. There is limited space to work on a laptop and a lack of local computer stations. There is no room to run children's programs without disturbing other library patrons. The new facility will address these issues while still providing the same services clients have received over the years.
People are always afraid that something of the atmosphere that we've had here will be lost. We feel quite confident that that will not happen, that we will still be able to serve the patrons in the way that they have become accustomed to, but we will be able to do more than we are doing now.
Construction is expected to begin next year. For now, the library is trying to do what it can with the space it is given. This is Andrew George reporting for FortFrancis.tv.